Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. It is Wednesday the 22nd of April. This video is for educational purpose only. There's no recommendation or advice whatsoever intended. All right, let's have a look at the FX market. It has been fairly quiet the past 24 hours at least. The euro dollar dipped a little bit lower yesterday, but still it is just touching the 38.2 retracement here at 117.15 of this uptrend there. It is still in an uptrend, but it needs to really break above 118.25. It did spike above here a few days ago last week, but it couldn't hold on, so it needs to really break above that 118 and a half for a push above 119.50. I think we could see it maybe setting back even to 116.65, maybe even down to 116.35. But it's highly debatable since that we have the 200 moving average coming up, we have the 55 here also, and the 100. So it's giving some support. The RSI is still showing positive sentiment, so I think we will see it pushing higher here eventually, but it will probably be a little bit range bound here for the next few days. It needs some trigger to really move. Same picture on sterling dollar really. That a couple of days ago it was on Monday. It tested the 38.2 retracement here, 55 giving some support, 100 also coming on positive sentiment. So we are in a bullish trend, but it really needs to follow through and push higher here above 136. That will be the trigger for I think a really strong push above 137, unless it takes out the lows there from the 20th of April at 134.30, and then we could see it lower, but I believe it will be to the upside. Also, euro sterling basically range bound here between 86.75 and 87.40, 45. It does tell us it wants to go higher, but I think we'll see it range bound for quite a while, basically, while euro dollar and sterling yen are likely to be the ones that are moving. I think we'll see euro sterling being range bound here. We can also see the moving average basically more or less the same area. We're a little bit above the clouds, positive sentiment on the other side, but not really significant. So range bound, expect that. Dollar yen yesterday and this morning here also testing the falling trend line there in this that at first looked like a triangle, but maybe more a descending triangle where we have a strong support here at 157.50. 55 moving average coming up, and also the 100 there. Still positive sentiment on the RSI. The breakout should be to the upper side. It did spike a little bit above here yesterday, but it is the trigger will be 160. If it takes out that, then I think we'll see it push higher above 161. Euro yen, well, it bounced off the 186.20 peak and support there. Didn't get all the way down to the 38.2 retracement. And I think we will see it resuming uptrend. I mean, it is still in an uptrend. It's just a correction phase. And if it takes out 188 here, well, then looking for 189, 190. Positive sentiment, a little bit stretched, but as long as it stays above this level here at 186.20, then the bullish trend is intact. The Aussie yen pair, Aussie yen coming up here. Also above this rising trend line, and despite the fact we have been breaking up below and above and now testing it, that's why I'm keeping it. Sometimes it gives kind of indication where we are trading. So if it takes off and really takes out the 114.40 level here, its peak here, with a push up to 115, 116 would be the first target. Still positive sentiment, but we do have divergence. You can see that it is actually declining. So it is an uptrend exhaustion, but as we have seen, especially in the FX market, we can see the the divergence can go on for quite some time. It's just a warning sign. It's not a trigger for reversal. A trigger for reversal will first be trigger taking out the that low there at 112.90. That could be the first clue. But again, we are above the cloud. We are above 55 moving average. Still, the uptrend is intact. So I think we will see it crawling higher slowly, but it's getting thinner and thinner. The sterling yen also still in a bullish trend, and I think it will push higher here towards 217 in the coming weeks, unless it takes out the lows there at 213.90. Well, then we could see a correction down to maybe 212 with some support here at 213.25. That's a stronger support, as you can see. The Aussie dollar sideways here the past few days, but also bullish, and I think we will see it pushing higher. I mean, it did spike above the 71, 80 and a change there, 85, above 72. But really to take it off, if it takes out the spike there at 72.22, 72.25, then I think we'll see it above 73, pretty far, 73.25. 55 moving average, pushing it higher. We are above the cloud. Positive sentiment on the RSI, supporting the upper side. And also, if we are looking at the weekly, we can see it here. It is trading above these previous historic, really strong resistance levels there. We can see it from there coming back there from 23 and 22 in this area. So that is seems to be really the key here for the next few days and weeks. On the dollar Canada, that has been sold off quite heavily the past few weeks. Seems to bounce from the lower part of the cloud, and that you can see how significant this cloud sometimes can be, quite often actually. It's bounced off. It didn't get all the way down to the 786 retracement there at 136.20. Before it seems like it's bounced. I removed this one because it's just noise now. However, we are still in a negative sentiment, so there is a risk lower, and I think if it takes out the lows from yesterday at 136.30, then or will probably also take out the 786 and continue lower here towards 135 in this region down here. However, if it can bounce, well, there is potential up to 137, 50, 60 level, the 38.2 retracement. But as we can see, 55 will hold it down, 100 will hold it down. They're both declining, so the pressure will be to the downside. So I favor the downside for dollar Canada, but if it takes out the lows from yesterday, then I think we will see another push, and that could really push it lower there. So let's see, but we have seen before that corrections can take it up, and then the next move lower is in session. And if someone is counting, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, and that could be the outcome. But let's see here the next few days. On to the Swiss franc. Swiss quite thin at the moment. I mean, a lot of spikes, a lot of it seems to be just some spikes here and there, and not really showing a really strong trend. However, we are in a correction phase, trading around this 91.5 area here. Key strong support there at 91.25. Could test it, but I'm not quite sure it will. However, we have the 100 moving average pushing it down there, and we could see it sliding low to that, and that would be key. If it takes out that support, well, then we could see it down to around 90.5 area. But let's see, maybe bouncing a little bit, but I favor also here at the downside. The dollar Swiss will resize a little bit. Trying to bounce here yesterday, but I think we will see it sliding lower, taking out yesterday's lows there. The support at 77, 45.50 will come under pressure, and I think that will be the outcome. We are below the cloud, we are below all moving averages, and they are more or less declining at the 55, slightly rising there. But RSI below 40 threshold in a negative sentiment. So eventually I think it will push it lower. But let's see if dollar Swiss starts climbing above these levels here and above 78.45, then I think we could see a little bit of a rebound there to 78.75, but downtrend is still, I think that will prevail. On the dollar index, it's a little bit frustrating at the moment, as you can say. I will remove this one there. We are in a bouncing mode, but basically sideways here between the 98.40 and 97.40 in a wider range. It should bounce higher, and I think it will bounce to around 98.60, and then it will set back again. We are in a bearish trend. Moving average of 100 below the 200, crossing below there. It's not really indicating a bullish trend, to say the least, but we have some strong support in this area down here around 97.43, 97.28, and we are still in the clouds, so kind of neutral with a bearish undertone, and that has been created by this gap here. If we're looking at the weekly chart, well, let's just resize a little bit. We can see here we are below the cloud. We are in a negative sentiment because it never closed above 60 threshold. So I think we will see eventually it will push lower, and we will see euro dollar higher. Moving on to the interest rates and US Treasury yields. We got it up there. Basically stepping sideways, and I will remove this one because it's a little bit obsolete. So we are basically just trading sideways here on the US 10-year Treasury yields in the region between 4.22 and 4.36, with a lot of spiking going on and not really much direction. It is a correction that's going on. I think eventually we will turn around and trade higher with the interest rate here, but I need to see some confirmation. Slightly declining, but positive sentiment on the other side is still there. However, if it takes out 4.22, I think we could see it's back down to around 4.17. Moving on to the European yields, it pushed higher here. Yesterday it hasn't opened just yet here on the future, but still in the bigger picture we are range bound between 3.13 and 2.90. The UK 10 still here between 4.95 and 4.67. It's in the wait and see mode, and we have the Japanese 10 bouncing from the previous peak and now support here at 2.38, and I think it will keep bouncing in the next few days. And then we have the key strong resistance at 2.50. Bitcoin, well, pushing higher here, and 80,000 is in sight. Will it break above this range here and push higher? That will be key to what's here the next few days. So let's see what I will do. I will put in a Fibonacci here to here, say maybe we have some levels. The 61.8 retracement there at 83,460 could be the target, but let's see. But we are in a bullish trend short term, and positive sentiment supporting that picture. Let's see if it will be rejected. More or less same picture on the Ethereum, obviously, right there. Pushing towards 2,500. Can it push higher up to this level here around 2750, 2770? That will be a key. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day, and talk to you again later. And please, if you are on YouTube, please take the survey where you can put in which broker you're using. I'm just curious who you're using at the moment for your FX trading. There will be an update later on commodities and the stock market. Have a nice day.